Good morning, Wanda. Today we are going to discuss about the grading of a cable, that is the intersheath grading. Okay, in the previous class we already discussed about the capacitance grading. Okay, basically what is the main reason for grading of that cable? To reduce the dielectric stress overall the cable uniformly. Okay, that is the main reason for selecting of that grading of a cable. Okay, basically the grading of the cable consisting of a two types, that is the capacitance grading and next one is the intersheath gradings. Okay, in the capacitance grading, okay, we will calculate the maximum dielectric stress for each and dielectric mediums. Okay, we are using the three dielectric layers. Okay, and then we easily find that what is the dielectric stress and for that each and every layer, and what is the voltages and what is the capacitance formula of the capacitance grading, that all will be discussed in the previous class. Okay, next, now in the present class, what are the main disadvantages are there for that capacitance grading? How we will be overcome by using that intersheath grading? Okay, that all will be discussed. Okay, first coming to the what are the main disadvantages are there in the case of a capacitance grading? Okay, coming to the capacitance grading, okay, the principal disadvantages of this method is that there are a few high grade dielectrics of a reasonable cost. Okay, we are having the few high grade dielectrics are there in the underground cables. Okay, to permit the very over the required range. Okay, we are reducing that high dielectric stress in the capacitance grading. We are using the intersheath grading. Okay, that is the main disadvantage in the case of a capacitance grading. Okay, next coming to the intersheath grading. Okay, in this method a homogeneous dielectric is used. Okay, in this method we are using the cable as the homogeneous dielectric, but it is divided into various layers. But this will be divided into the various layers by placing the metallic intersheath between the core and the lead sheath. Okay, in this case intersheath grading, we are dividing the various layers by placing the intersheath between the core and the lead sheath. Okay, understand ma? By placing the intersheath between the core and the lead sheath. Okay, therefore the intersheath are held at suitable potential. Okay, therefore the intersheaths are held at a suitable potential. Okay, that means that we are considering as the three intersheaths are the two intersheaths. Okay, each and every intersheath having the same potential. Okay, which are in between the core potential and the earth potential. Okay, that will be in between the core potential and the earth potential. Okay, therefore this arrangement improves the voltage distributions in the dielectric of a cable, and consequently more uniform potential gradient is obtained. Therefore we are obtaining the uniform potential gradient. Okay, by using this intersheath grading, okay, we obtain the uniform potential distribution for that cable is easily obtained. Okay, this is the main use of a intersheath grading. Okay, understand ma? In this case we are divided into different layers by placing the metallic intersheath between the core and the sheath, lead sheath. Okay, that will be placed in between the core and the lead sheath. Okay, suppose we are considering the cable of core diameter small d. Okay, we are considering the cable, okay, of core diameter is small d and outer lead sheath diameter is capital D. Okay, we are considering as the cable. Okay, this is the okay, this is the overall cable. In this case, we are considering as the core or the conductor. Okay, its diameter is small d. diameter is small d, and the outer diameter is the capital D, and the outer diameter is the capital D. Therefore, suppose that two intersheets of diameter, okay, we are considering two intersheets in between the core to the lead sheath. Okay, in between the core to the lead sheath of this diameter is small d1 and small d2. Small d1 and small d2 are inserted into the homogeneous dielectric. Okay, these are inserted into the homogeneous dielectric and maintained at same fixed potential and maintained at the same fixed potential. Okay, therefore V1, V2 and V3 respectively be the voltages between the core and the intersheath 1, between the intersheath 1 and the 2, and between the intersheath 2 and the outer layer. Okay, therefore this is the first layer and this is the second layer and this is the third layer. Okay, each layer having the voltages, that is V1 and this is V2 and this is V3 and this is V3. Okay, that means the core and the intersheath 1. Okay, this is the core and this is the intersheath 1. Okay, therefore this is the intersheath 1. Intersheath 1. And this is the intersheath 2. And this is the intersheath 2. And this is the intersheath 3. Okay, we are having the 3 layers of dielectrics and the voltages are the intersheath 1 voltages we are considering as the V1 and intersheath 2 voltage is V2 and intersheath V voltage is V3. Okay, V1 means the voltage in between the core to the first layer. Okay, the voltage in between the core to the first layer, and V2 is the first layer to the second layer dielectric, and V3 is the second layer to the outer lead sheath. V3 is the second layer to the outer lead sheath. Okay, therefore V1 is the core to the first intersheath and V2 is the first inter to okay, therefore V1, V2, V3 respectively be the voltages between the core and the intersheath 1 and between the 1 to 2 and intersheath 2 to the lead sheath. Okay, as there is a definite potential difference between the inner and the outer layers of each intersheath. Okay, therefore each sheet can be treated like a homogeneous single core cable. Okay, therefore each sheet can be treated like a homogeneous single core cable. Okay, this is the diagram for that underground cable and this is the core. Okay, we are having the two dielectrics. This is the dielectric 1, dielectric 2, and dielectric 3. Okay, therefore, this is the intersheath 1, and this is the intersheath 2, and this is the lead sheath. Therefore, we are considering as the 3 layers, that is the D by 2, D1 by 2, and D double dash by 2, and capital D by 2, where D is the diameter from that core, and D1 is the core to the first intersheath, and capital D double dash is the first to the second intersheath, and capital D is the overall diameter. Okay, overall diameter. Okay, suppose this total is the overall diameter, that is capital D. This is the overall diameter, that is capital D. And this is the D by 2 are the radius. And this is the D double 1 by 2. D double 1 by 2. Okay, and therefore this is the and this is the D by 2, D double 1 by 2, D1 by 2, D by 2. Okay, this is the G max. Okay, this is the G max. We are having the 3 intersheaths. Therefore, we are having the 3 G max. That is the maximum dielectric stress. Okay, therefore, the maximum stress between the core and the intersheath 1. Okay, what is the maximum stress between the core and the intersheath 1? Therefore, G1 max is equal to V1 by D by 2 log E D. Therefore, G1 max is equal to V1 by D by 2 log E D1 by D, where D is the diameter of the core. Okay, this is the conductor. Sorry, this is the conductor. Small d is the diameter of the conductor, and small d1 is the diameter of the intersheath 1. Okay, d1 is the diameter of the intersheath 1. Okay, next D double 1 is the diameter of that intersheath 2. And capital D is the diameter of that intersheath 3 are the lead sheath. Intersheath 3 are the lead sheath. Okay, understand ma? This is the intersheath grading. Okay, in that case, we are using the 3 intersheath gradings. Okay, this is the grading 1 and this is the grading 2, grading 3. Okay, first grading is obtained for that core to the first intersheath, and therefore G1 max is equal to V1 by D by 2 log E D1 by D, and G2 max is equal to V2 by D1 by 2 log E D2 by D1, and G3 max is equal to V3 by D2 by 2 log E D by D2. Okay, these are the various dielectrics maximum stresses, that is G1 max, G2 max, and G3 max. Okay, since the dielectric is the homogeneous, then the maximum stress in the each layer. Okay, since the Okay, since it has the maximum dielectric, therefore the maximum stress in the each layer is G1 max, G2 max, and G3 max is equal to G max. Therefore, we are substituting all the formulas in this equation, that is G1 max is equal to V1 by D by 2 log E D1 by D, and G2 max is equal to V2 by D1 by 2 log E D2 by D1, and G3 max is equal to V3 by D2 by 2 log E D by. Okay, these are the maximum stresses, and then we substitute all the maximum stresses in this equation, homogeneous dielectric equation. Then we obtain that V is equal to V1 plus V2 plus V3. Okay, by using this equation, we derive the voltages at V1, V2, V3. Okay, next, what are the disadvantages are there in the case of a intersheath grading? Okay, therefore, the intersheath grading has the three principal disadvantages. That is, there is a complications in fixing the sheath potential. Okay, there is a complications in fixing the sheath potential, and the intersheaths are likely to damage during the transportation and installations. Okay, therefore, there are a considerable losses in the intersheath due to the charging currents. Okay, for this reason, intersheath gauging is very rarely used. Okay, for that reasons, we are using only the capacitance gradings in the practical cases. Okay, next, coming to the problem. First problem, a conductor of 1 centimeter diameter passes centrally through a porcelain cylinder of internal diameter is 2 centimeters. Okay, therefore, the conductor of 1 centimeter diameter passes centrally through a porcelain cylinder of internal diameter is 2 centimeters and external diameter is 7 centimeters. Okay, the cylinder is surrounded by a tightly fitted metal sheath. Okay, therefore, the cylinder is surrounded by the tightly fitted metal sheath, and the permittivity of the porcelain is 5. Okay, and the peak voltage gradient in the air must not exceed the 34 kilovolts. Okay, determining the maximum safe working voltage. Okay, next we determining the maximum safe working voltage. Okay, this is the diagram for the given dielectric cable. Okay, this is the diagram for the given cable. Okay, this is the core. Okay, therefore, the core radius is the small r, and intersheath 1 radius is the small r1, and capital R is the core to the metal sheath. Okay, capital R1 is the core to the metal sheath. Okay, therefore, the radius is the 0.5 centimeters for that core, and core first intersheath radius is 1 centimeter, and the outer intersheath or the metal lead sheath radius is 3.75 centimeters. Okay, this is the given diagram for that given data. Okay, by using that given data, we determining the maximum safe working voltage. Okay, first, what is the formula for maximum safe working voltage? First of all, we write down the maximum value of potential gradient. Okay, we write down the maximum value of potential gradient, that is G1 max. Okay, what is the formula for G1 max? Okay, normally the G1 max is equal to 2 pi epsilon naught epsilon r into r. Okay, therefore the maximum value of potential gradient at the surface of conductor. Okay, surface of conductor means we are not considering the epsilon r value. Okay, therefore what is the epsilon r? Relative permittivity. What is the epsilon r? Relative permittivity. At the first layer, okay, we are having the conductor. Okay, therefore G1 max is equal to, okay, therefore G1 max is equal to Q by 2 pi epsilon naught epsilon r. Okay, therefore G1 max is equal to Q by 2 pi epsilon naught epsilon r. Okay, next coming to the maximum value of potential gradient. Maximum value of potential gradient at the surface of porcelain cylinder. Okay, therefore G2 max. Okay, at the surface of porcelain cylinder, that is G2 max. G2 max is equal to Q by 2 pi epsilon naught epsilon r into r1. Okay, Q by 2 pi epsilon naught epsilon r into r1. Okay, therefore that is the Q2 max value. Okay, that is the Q2 max value. Okay, thus Rg1 max is equal to epsilon r r1 G2 max. Okay, therefore Rg1 max is equal to epsilon r r1 G2 max. Okay, by using this relation we form the equation for that G2 max. Okay, therefore G2 max is equal to r by r1 epsilon r into G1 max. Okay, and then we substitute what is the radius r, that is the radius of the conductor. Okay, what is this? R is equal to 0.5 centimeters. Okay, therefore R is equal to 0.5 centimeters. Okay, then we substitute small r value is equal to 0.5 by, what is the R1? Okay, this is the R1. Therefore, R1 is equal to 1 centimeter. Okay, therefore, R1 is equal to 1. And what is the epsilon value? Epsilon R value? The permittivity of the porcelain. Okay, in the question, we are having the permittivity of the porcelain is 5. Okay, therefore, we are substituting the permittivity of that porcelain, that is the 5 into G1 max. Okay, what is the value for G1 max? Okay, therefore, that will be given in the question. The peak voltage gradient in the air must not exceed the 34 kilovolts. Okay, therefore, it is the G1 max. Okay, therefore, it is equal to the G1 max. Okay, that is 34. Okay, then we obtain the G2 max. Okay, G1 max value is there, that is 34 kilovolt per centimeter. And then by using this relation, okay, we determining the G2 max value. Okay, by using this relation, we determining the G2 max value, that is 3.4, that is 3.4 kilovolts. Okay, this is the given problem. Okay, in this problem, okay, we are calculating the determining the maximum safe working voltage, and this is the diagram for that given problem, and this is the conductor. And we are having the two intersheath gradings. Okay, this is the first intersheath grading and this is the another intersheath grading. Okay, in this case, what is the small r? Small r is the radius of this conductor and R1 is the intersheath grading and capital R is the metal sheath grading. Okay, capital R is the metal sheath grading and R1 is the intersheath grading and small r is the conductor grading. Okay, we are having the two layers of the gradings. Okay, by using this grading, how we will be calculate that maximum dielectric stress means by using this formula. Okay, that is the maximum value of potential gradient at the surface of a porcelain and the surface of a conductor. Okay, in the question we are already give the G1 max, its value is 34 kilovolts per centimeter. Okay, next we know the formula for G2 max, that is equal to Q by 2 pi epsilon naught epsilon r into r1. Okay, and then by using this formula, okay, we calculate the G2 max value. Okay, in this case, epsilon naught is the absolute permeability and epsilon r is the relative permittivity, and R1 is the radius of the first intersheath grading. R1 is the radius of the first intersheath grading. Okay, and then we substitute all the values in this formula, and then we obtain the G2 max. Okay, and then we obtain the G2 max, that is the maximum dielectric stress at that second grade layer. Okay, in this case, we are using the two intersheath gradings. Okay, that's why we are calculating the G1 max value and also the G2 max. Okay, in the question, we already give the G1 max, therefore, we are calculating the G2 max value. Okay, understand ma? This is the grading of the cables. Okay, first of all, why we are selecting that grading? Okay, for a uniform distribution of dielectric stress in the cable. Okay, we obtain the uniform distribution of dielectric stress in the cable. Okay, we are preferring the grading. Okay, that's why we are using the two types of grading methods. That is, first one is the capacitance grading and second one is the intersheath grading. Okay, in the capacitance grading, we are selecting the three layers of gradings by the capacitance. Okay, what is the three layers of the grading by the capacitance means? Okay, we are calculating the G max, G1 max, G2 max and the G3 max, and then we calculate the capacitance. Okay, and then we calculate the capacitance. Okay, next, second type of grading is the intersheath grading. Okay, what is meant by the intersheath grading? Okay, first, okay, this is the diagram for that intersheath grading. Okay, we are grading the conductor by using the intersheaths. Okay, that intersheaths are placed between the conductor to the lead sheath. Okay, in this case, we are using the three intersheaths. Okay, that will be placed in between the conductor to the lead sheets. Okay, therefore, dy2 is the diameter of that conductor and d1 by 2 is the diameter of that intersheath 1 and d double dash by 2 is the diameter of that intersheath 2 and the capital D by 2 is the diameter of the lead sheath. Okay, therefore, by using these different layers of intersheaths, we easily calculate the maximum stress in the dielectrics. Okay, we are having the how many layers are there? 3 layers. Okay, then we are considering as G1 max, G2 max and G3 max. Okay, these are the fixed formulas for finding the maximum stress in the cables. Okay, and then by using this maximum dielectrics, okay, then we easily find the what is the potential gradients for overall cable. Okay, we easily determining the potential gradients for that cables. Okay, what is the formula? Therefore, the overall potential gradient is V. Okay, therefore, V is equal to the V1 plus V2 plus V3. V2 plus V3. Okay, in this case, V1 is the potential gradient for the first conductor 1 and V2 is the potential gradient for conductor 2 and V3 is the, sorry, for intersheath layer 2 and V3 is the potential gradient for that intersheath layer 2 to the lead sheath. Okay, layer 2 to the lead sheath. Okay, these are the different formulas. Okay, and then we substitute all the values in the equation. Then we easily find the overall potential gradient of the cable. Okay, understand ma? Then we determining the overall potential gradient in the cable. Okay, by using these potential gradients, okay, how we will calculate the dielectrics for that layers? Okay, that will be obtained when we are replacing that homogeneous values, then we obtain the uniform dielectric stress in the cables. Okay, this is the important consideration in the case of a grading of a cable. And practically we are using the capacitance gradings. Okay, therefore, these are the following disadvantages in the case of a intersheath grading. So, okay, due to the disadvantages, okay, this type of intersheath grading does not be suitable for the practically. We are using, this will be used very rarely, and this is the problem that will be related to the intersheath gradings or the grading of the cable. And this is the given diagram. Okay, we are having the two layers. Okay, this is the layer 1 and this is the layer 2. Okay, this is the metallic sheath or the lead sheath. And this is the conductor. Okay, in that conductor we are having the intersheath layer 1 and this is the lead sheath. Okay, this is the problem that will be related to the grading of the cables. Okay, by using this problem, we will calculate the potential gradients for that layer at the surface of porcelain cylinders. Okay, in the next class, we are seeing the problems on capacitance grading and how we will be calculate the maximum stress in that each and every dielectric layers, and also the how we will be calculate the capacitance for that